Okay, so here's what I believe to be some kind of a sewage treatment plant on the top of a pretty steep hill. There is a trail that does lead to it, but I walked through the forest to get to it. Check it out. Rain's really picking up, so I gotta cut this short. But it's kind of neat. I saw this square lake or square pond in the middle of a forest. I wanted to check it out. They got it all fenced off. Who knows what they're doing with it. So that's it. There's one little trail that leads to it. Okay, so there's two trails that lead to it. They're not easy to see on the map. On the top of a big hill, I don't know why they have it like this. Strange. And this is all private tree farm land. And from what I understand from the historian, they said all the bears are pretty much eradicated because they were a big problem in the mid-1900s during the tree farm movement, because the bears were tearing down the young saplings in large numbers. So to make conservation better, they killed off the bears pretty much. But this area used to be naturally littered with hundreds of bears that were very destructive for the tree farm operation. I never heard anybody talk about that. They were more worried about this spotted owl and protecting it. But the spotted owl apparently did not destroy the trees like the bears did. So protecting the bears was not as much of a concern. It's kind of an interesting contrast in deciding who lives and who dies, or what lives and what dies. And I've seen pictures. They actually started a bear fest cook-off for a while until they killed all the bears. The bears actually had a like a bounty placed on their head. Like, I believe the landowners were offering money to the heads of the bears or the hides or something. But now bears aren't so much of a problem now. It's apparently the four-wheel drivers and the hunters. The hunters themselves have turned into the problem now, because landowners are constantly trying to use tricks to keep them off from walking around this area, walking around their tree farms. I just passed a sign saying that this place is shut down because of the fire problem. It's a fire ban, so because there's a fire ban, no walking on this land. That's going to the extreme. And I'm approaching some kind of road below. We'll see shortly what it's all about. I hear the factory, so I know I'm going towards the city. It's to my left. Alright, so I'm at the end of the trail. Just kind of come to this house. So you'd think this is a driveway for somebody's house. Wow, there's a lot of trash here. I think somebody's living here. They're just living their filth. Yeah, this is 2 cars. It's probably not abandoned, but they don't care about appearances. Oh, some salal to eat. Right here. Yep, still tastes pretty good. Alright. Go Hawks! Looks like Christmas lights. I've noticed a few in the park. There's a few Christmas lights. Yeah, I could have recorded just going through the forest and climbing the hill to get to the water, but I don't know, it's a little wet out. Some kind of a trail for dirt four-wheelers. Oh, here's the old railroad. So this, well, they didn't turn the railroad into a trail. Probably because it goes through this factory. Some trail that goes on the outskirts of the factory. Perhaps I could walk around it. Maybe I could wrap around the fence. They have security on the other side. So here's another another railroad track. You can see the rails right there. So there's two sets of railroad tracks that used to go into this factory. Just sort of hugging the fence here, following a common trail. I saw on the map there's a road, and this must be the road that just wraps around for some reason. Yeah, they definitely don't want anybody coming in here. Looks like somebody cut and then they had to block the entrance there. What inspired the person to cut the fence, it's unknown. Looks like it happened a long time ago. They keep trailers around here. Pretty much unused. That says 92. That trailer hasn't been moved since 1992. This is a big factory too, but for the size of it, it doesn't really need all the space like it used to. Perhaps it holds on to that space just in case business picks up in some way. But resources have to be available for that to happen. And the trees just aren't as big as they used to. Here's a third railroad track. And it looks like it gets wider too for some reason. Oh, they used to open up a fence for the railroad track. Huh. But that hasn't been used in a long time. Can't really see much of this factory through all this dense forest. It may have been clear at one time. They needed a lot of storage space for all the trees they felled. But then they just let everything overgrow after they didn't need so much land. You can really hear it though. It makes a lot of noise for making doors. So there's another trail, but not a railroad track. Or I mean a fence gate, another gate. Why they'd want to come back here and use the gate is unknown. Doesn't look like it's really used for much, but the trail's pretty well worn. Huh. Doesn't look like it has ruts for tires. I don't know how they're using it. There's plenty of blackberries out here too. Oh, that one. Yeah, it's a little sour. Yeah, there's still sour blackberries, and it's almost September. So we got a pond over here. I didn't notice that on the map. It's a good sized pond. Some kind of operation. Buildings sat right on the pond. And in fact, a lot of it's maybe man-made. It's not that deep, but it's definitely clear. Yeah, it's a bunch of grates. Maybe they floated maybe they floated the logs or something. There's a pipe that goes across a little creek. Yeah, it's all concrete. It's all man-made throughout here. So, yeah, my feet are pretty wet, so this isn't too much of a big deal. Woo! Nice and cool. Oh man, they got wetter. Alright, so I'm taking a route to get further away from the fence. Not sure if that's my best interest. Oh gosh darn it. I shouldn't have got my shoes so wet. Oh man, this is tough to walk in. It's best that leather sandals stay dry. Even though a little wetness helps your feet grip to them, when it's too dry I slip a lot too, but when it's too wet I slip a lot. Perhaps the trail will lead me back to the fence. That would lead me away. This might lead me back to it. Wow, I can really hear a waterfall, or a fast flowing water. I bet that water's pretty clean, being a recent rainfall. Oh, there's a big old pipe. I bet it's flowing out of that pipe. Oh, what's this? It's a little party spot for kids with the beer bottles. Okay. It looks man-made, but they use wooden logs to have the water go over. Yeah, those all look. Oh, maybe they're cement. Private. Keep out. So there's a private property sign that's knocked down on the ground. What this is for is a mystery. The mystery of the concrete blocks. Oh man, maybe I've come to a dead end. Oh, there's where the trail picks up again on the other side. And I bet it was a lot drier at one time. I need to pull up my pants so they don't get too wet. So I could probably do this. Oh geez, it's so clear and probably clean. I could take a bath out here. I bet not many people come. This would be the one spot I'd definitely consider taking a bath at. But not at this time. I still have to see what's on the other side of this trail. Maybe there's a house just right there, or a school. Just that I need is a field trip out here. Alright. So that would be easier to cross. What are these pipes doing here? To block entryway? Maybe they don't want ATV or four-wheelers, ATVs. They really control the trails around here. There's a lot going on back here at one time, and today I suppose kind of for recreation. Yeah, that's a nice little river. It's not too cold either. 60 some degrees or so. Alright. So now I'm slipping because I got my leather sandals wet again. Yeah, it's a pretty isolated area. This trail is really turning more into like a deer trail. Will there be an end? I can hear the factory on the left. Yeah, you can see vegetation's knocked down. Oh, I come back to the river, and now I gotta cross it again. There probably wasn't much of a creek before the rains. Okay. I could have just I could have just walked through the water instead. So there's this crappy bridge I'm not too confident in. Yeah, bridges look like this tend to shift and break. Okay. Just gotta climb up. Alright, now I'm probably coming back to the factory again. What? Kids. What does that say? Is it a step? No. It's H-E-G-R-O Hegrove. So they're doing some spray painting out here and carving on this tree. Alright, I can take a right or a left. I think I'll just take a right. I don't really expect to see much on the left. Alright. So now I'm wrapping around the factory. There's definitely a trail system around it. I'm pretty sure that there's a pretty clear entryway here on this other side. I shouldn't have to go back to where I entered. Okay. Huh. Well, I think I was on kind of a trail like this at the start. Let's see where this leads. So this is like the off trail that gets you to the water. There might be other similar ones, but definitely this before this post. And we got the open area here. Not much to really see. Can't really hear the wildlife because of the factory. And yeah, they usually mow down areas for telephone poles. You'll pretty much always find a trail underneath these type of electrical lines. Nice sized trails for vehicles. Oh man, there's a fence up there. So I'm gonna want to go back this way and just to get a closer look at this factory from this side of the fence. Looks like there's some activity going on. The open bay. Receiving. I'm in the receiving section. Alright, so just following around this factory still. There's a lot to it. It looks like a fairly new fence here. It looked kind of older on the when I earlier started. More rusted out and stuff. Looks like somebody hit the fence here and bent it back somehow. Got a gate that really is not being used for anything anymore. Probably some kind of escape gate if they still know where their key is at. Oh yeah, you can really follow the fence here. Something got washed underneath the fence. So I'll be coming up on the security guard shack. I'll definitely be witnessed. Not sure what to expect for a reaction. They might think I'm casing out the joint. Like I want to steal a fancy door for my car. Well, there's been a few people who have walked through here in the past. It's pretty well beaten down. Or at least the mowers come through and make sure the vegetation doesn't overwhelm. Oh, yeah, okay, up ahead is familiar. I just didn't see, I walked through by the familiar area up ahead, but I just didn't notice the trail that led back here. It smells like burning right now. Yeah, this is quite a walk to get around the factory. Oh, smell a little more burning. They gotta do something with all those wood chips. Okay, so I'm in somebody's yard, I guess. But I don't think it's really their yard. It looks like there's road that goes through other people's property too. They got a beehive. 2 supers. They're not too active. Oh, the gates are wide open. Yeah, I walked through here before. Just didn't really notice it.